Hey, welcome to another My Perspective Monday. I'm your girl Lisette, and this is the crew. This is the crew. All right, we're gonna bring it to you today. We want to know about the things that you are ashamed to admit. Even things you're ashamed to admit that you didn't even know about, that you should have known, but you didn't know. Anyway, you're just ashamed. So bring it on, sister. Bring it on.
Well, let a brother go for it. Well, nobody's going to say anything because they're ashamed to admit it. So it's not your shame. Well
I
done,
guess I
guys.
was ashamed to accept that I was different. Like, that's cool to be different.
Oh, well, are we gonna start off doing baby ones? Just gotta work out. I'm afraid to admit I eat chocolate at night. Oh, come on, it's not juicy.
I mean, it don't necessarily have to be bad. Like I can sing and dance, but like sometimes I'll be ashamed of because the people I'll be around didn't sing or dance. So when we go out, I wouldn't do nothing. I'll just be standing.
So you're twerking on cars and you're ashamed.
Getting out some party.
No.
Well, I'm ashamed to admit that you could undo the toilet seat to clean up under there when it's dirty. I mean, I thought you just wipe all around. I didn't know you could actually unscrew it, take it off, and clean all that juicy stuff off. Dry that crunchy stuff. I didn't know that. I'm ashamed to admit that because people are going to think that I had a nasty toilet seat and I didn't because well, never mind them.
The juicy stuff. Oh,
I trust you.
Do you clean it now? Are you good now?
Well, now I do it. But just think about all the times I didn't do it.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you something else. I did not know that your ear stinks back there. Did y'all know that?
Yes, that's why they always tell you to wash behind your ears.
But I didn't know why they said
That's if
that.
you got earrings.
I didn't know that. I ain't talking about there. I'm talking way down in the groove down there where the hair meets the back of it.
Just
that's the sticky stuff.
Yeah, like a washcloth. Like you've never. It's just so like you've never done that before.
Lisette, I don't have your toilet experience. Well, I do, but I have a bidet, so.
Oh, well now.
Yeah.
Oh, we privileged.
Oh, I don't know about the water. Just like that, how sanitary is that water?
What do you mean it's what do you mean how sanitary is the water?
What water are you shooting up your butt? Like
the water's not coming from the toilet bowl. It's coming through it's coming from the pipe to the bidet. It's not like the used water.
Do you have to sign a consent form before you use it?
Do you have to what?
Or something. Like,
is it hot or cold?
Well, okay, so if you have a house, you can hook it up to warm water, but I'm in an apartment, so there's no warm and cold
It's
water.
cold?
It's not ice.
it's iced.
No, my cheeks.
If it was horrible, I would never use it. Just put it that way. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't think I want no cold water shooting nowhere. That's my husband.
Look, it's a game changer. So I mean, you do what you wish.
It's really interesting because little phrases that your parents say. Wash behind your ears. I mean, you should be washing other places other than behind your ears, but when you get a chance to take a whip of that stuff,
Mark, what is she talking about?
I'm trying to get away from.
It's like
hygiene and toilets. But there's one thing I just throw to the guys out there, or women too, but mostly guys. I think the thing I'm not say ashamed is that I'm all thumbs. Guys are supposed to be good with their hands, handing and all that. I can't do anything around the house with them because I'm all thumbs. So that and not learning a second language are kind of things I'm ashamed of. But
second language.
Well, I know some.
Did you just say that like it's a surprise, Abby?
I can.
No, not like that. But like, why would you be ashamed? I mean, unless you're traveling.
Because I don't think you're truly educated unless you learn another language.
Yeah, that's it. He's doing that highly educated snobbery thing. Like, I'm ashamed I didn't get my second doctorate. Like,
In mathematics, yeah. From
in
Harvard.
economics.
He's going back to like the old days where he had to, you know, in London where they had to learn all the languages.
Just the opposite. Is the fact that I mean that's just my thing. I just think I think Americans. One thing we miss out on education is not learning a second language. Most of us don't.
What are you
Well,
talking about?
look,
Most
I
Americans
barely
can't
passed
speak
French.
English.
She
Barely.
said I barely passed.
I barely, because every time when I would go in class,
Bonjour.
I didn't even take it, so you're one step ahead of me.
I took French and Spanish in high school.
I
No,
don't
that
know
was
if these characters that Lisette's always doing it, where she looks like she's having a semi-stroke. I don't know.
John.
Why-
John. You're having a Chris Rock moment. A Chris Rock moment.
Oh my God! You gonna come slap me on it?
Yeah, no, you're too far.
Oh, so if you were closer, you thought. Let me tell you this: it's gonna be a different result.
Look, did y'all even know that there's such thing as a policy for getting abducted by aliens? Did you even know that?
Yes, if you
That
live
there
in
was
a
such
trailer
thing
park.
as a policy,
Yeah, it's in
you know, to
trailer
protect you from alien abduction. Did you know that?
Yeah,
What kind of policy?
it's in trailer parks. They're the only ones that have that policy.
Was that just an idea for money, or is that real?
It looks
It's
like
real.
she's
It's real.
Look at Alita's face.
I need to get that ASAP. Yeah.
No, you don't need to worry about it. The only people they abduct are farmers. And they abduct farmers in Pennsylvania and take them up and give them chiclets, is what a comedian said one time. You never hear an abduction in a big city.
Wow.
Right.
Nobody in Manhattan or Washington D.C. has ever been abducted.
You
Right.
never know.
Well, wait.
She said you never know.
Is that because the UFO avoids those cities because there's too many eyes?
Probably.
They don't be hanging around out there in the weeds.
No, they always land at a farm somewhere in a field. They never land on an airstrip or whatever.
All right, back to what we're ashamed, because we kind of kidded around with what we're ashamed to admit. Alita, you said that you're ashamed to admit that you couldn't accept that you were different. Was that like when you were much younger? Because you're young now, but
I think even as like a young adult, I was still kind of accepting who I am. And like I said, like always, that people are so fluid and we're always changing. So it's like what we could think we are one month could very well be something very different the next month. So it's like growing up and
she got frozen.
She's just getting a good part too, man. That's too bad.
She's ashamed to admit her internet is terrible.
See, the aliens done abducted her.
And she's back.
The aliens zapped you back.
so I have a message from them.
What is it?
Peace.
Phone home. Okay.
Abby, did Abby say what she was ashamed to admit? Because I feel like she's the one that'll keep quiet the whole time until the show's over.
I will not. Okay. One thing, a serious thing that I'm like ashamed to admit sometimes is that I don't know if it's maybe just like because I'm always tired or I overwork myself, but I'm like very ashamed that I can be lazy sometimes. Like very like I can.
Do you take
I
breaks?
don't think I would
allow
admit that on the
yourself
internet, Andy. That's awful.
I feel like I almost allow myself too much downtime and I feel bad for it. And I'm like, I feel bad for taking care of myself so much, even though that shouldn't be a thing.
Okay, see,
and the
we're
rise
getting the
and grind
stereotype. You know, we're getting the stereotypes here. Come on, my white people. I'm ashamed that my credit's good. I'm ashamed that I have so much downtime. I'm ashamed that I didn't get more educated. Come on.
I don't take care of my responsibilities sometimes, and like I just forget all the time, and like I'm pretty ashamed. Like I need to work on that. Like I really do.
Okay, that's much better than what you started.
I think we should normalize mental health days, just like sick days and vacation days.
That's good. That's a good one.
Eating some vitamins, drinking some
Oh my
water.
God! Look. That sounds like a great idea until you're an employer, and most of your staff wants to take a mental day because they don't want to come to work.
Right.
I need a mental break.
What you gonna do?
You can limit them like sick days, or use your sick days as mental health days. You can accrue hours, I guess.
You ever heard that phrase? You're opening up a can of worms.
But it's for the
Well, you can
betterment of the
You
society.
can take a personal day. I mean, you can take vacation, but I mean, I don't think I'd incorporate that as far as a sick day goes. I mean, because when I used to work for state government, you had personal days, you had sick days. But the sick days were not supposed to be, oh, geez, I'm just stressed, need a break. You know, those are personal days.
I would have, when I worked for when I was in Texas and I was a supervisor for the federal government, and the job that I had an employee that would tell me on Monday they want to take sick leave on Thursday. I'm like, you can't tell me you're gonna be sick on Thursday.
That's funny.
Like, I'm liable now.
Well, unless they have a doctor's appointment scheduled, I mean, they can do that. But.
No, that's different. They were saying they wanted to go somewhere. I said, well, they wanted to take off to go to like some golf tournament, and I said, well, you don't have any leave left. Okay, I'll just use my sick leave. I'm like, that's not how that works.
That's not how it's set up.
Yeah,
Well, I know
you're not
that.
smart
I'll
enough
use my
to-
sick leave.
Yeah, you're not smart enough just to call out on Thursday morning. Oh, then they said, oh, I'll do that. I'm like, you can't. I just said it.
It's like you know already.
Like you.
Oh my God, that is so
At least
funny.
they was honest.
Can't.
It was honest.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
They were honest.
Oh
What did
my
Derek
God.
say he was ashamed of? Oh yeah, he said dancing.
No.
He's ashamed that he
I
can
didn't say I was
dance really
ashamed.
well.
I just said-
He's ashamed he can dance.
No, I
You
was
should
just saying that
Dance for us.
people I was around didn't know how to dance or sing as good as me, so I wouldn't do it because I didn't want to make them feel.
Oh,
below
you didn't
me.
make them feel bad.
So are you hanging around a bunch of people who can't dance on purpose so your dancing looks better?
Nah, I mean, just like your friends, like certain people wasn't just blessed to have
Not blessed.
not the talent. Not the talent. Because we'll be out at like a club or a bar or something, and there'll be a group of girls or something, and I'll be dancing, and they're like, nah, chill, bro, chill. Because they're like, all looking at me, so I'll just be like, wow.
This is what we came here to do.
Exactly. We didn't come here to stand up.
Right. Everybody paying attention to you now. Everybody else salty.
Mm-hmm.
You think you
It's just
somebody.
gotta be like that.
What about you,
She goes
Anna?
club.
I'm trying to think of like what I'm ashamed of. Like I don't know. I'm pretty much an open book, and I tell it how it is. I'm very much of a real person. So I'm trying to figure out what is it that I'm ashamed of. Like,
What about like, well, you know what? Maybe ashamed, not like ashamed, but everybody, I want to say everybody has like a song that like a shameful admission. I really like this song that nobody would think I liked, or something ridiculous you do with the food that you're ashamed to admit. Like I dip my donuts in mayonnaise, like something, just, I don't know, something you're ashamed of.
Wow.
I got
Like
one.
I
No, that's
said,
too far. That donut and mayonnaise is too far.
I got one.
That's too
I got
far.
one. I got
Yeah.
one. I got one. Just the other day, I was shopping, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was trying to be nice, but I just broke one. Okay, and
Wait,
You blamed it on the granny, didn't you?
no. Now you know I wouldn't have done it on purpose, but I tried my very best to hold it. I broke one, and the lady,
oh, I'm over here like, bro, what?
the lady like two
You
rows behind me she said, "My God." I said, oh Lord, I didn't think nobody was gonna hear it. I thought I was forward. I'm so sorry. I am so like, okay, that's it. I'm not gonna say anything else. That's it.
I feel like most people hold their farts in when they're around people unless they really comfortable with that person.
I actually
let it rip.
don't fart around. I never have to fart with
Especially you in
somebody
school or
around.
something, you just hold it in, do like a little silent fart, but sometimes it come out loud. Like,
Oh my gosh. I have that like if I have pizza during lunch, I run right after school. I have practice. And so like when I run in a group, like it's a big group of girls. So sometimes I have to fart and it's so bad. But I'm like I go to
Just
the
blame
back
it
of
on
the
the next
group.
one.
I go to the back of the group.
Wait,
I
gotta ask-
like
I gotta ask you ladies a question, because for some reason girls hate for you to know. I guess to a certain age that they go like you don't know they go number 2. I remember this is like 30 years ago. I remember I was dating this girl and I stopped by her house unannounced. And when I stopped by, she was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "Why are you acting like that? Is somebody in here?" She was like, "No." So I started walking towards the room. She's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Somebody must be in here because you're acting weird." And so I darted to the bathroom to go. I needed to use the bathroom, and I was in her neighborhood. So I walked in. I was like, "Oh my God!" And she started crying. She's like, "No, you weren't supposed to be in here." And she was crying like
You weren't supposed to see the side of
I'm
me.
like, calm down. I know you dookie. Like, stop
Not
it.
Doogie.
Well, look, you know when I asked my
Oh my
husband when we met,
gosh.
I said, "Are you a pooter and a forter?" That's what I asked him. Because if you are a pooter and a forter, I know we could relate. We could get. And he looked at me, and that just like broke the ice. And so from then on, we was in love.
Mark, you're gonna have to follow that one up. I don't know.
You can make a Lifetime movie out of that.
Now, there's a thing on the internet that
She
says,
said
I
Lifetime.
don't know if you saw this or not, that the test of a relationship is not the first kiss, it's the first fart. So they don't make movies about that, though.
Depends what you
So they
eat.
can smell it.
It depends what you eat.
Ooh,
Now look,
Ooh,
those
traps.
couples. Listen, I don't need you to prove that you love me by brushing your teeth in the bathroom while I'm pooping. Those couples that do that, I'm like, he loves me. I'm like, that's not love. That's just strange. You don't have to prove your love to me by being in the bathroom at the same
That's
time.
caveman love.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you see with Tyrese, him and his wife, they got like toilets like this. So if they doing
Yes!
number 2
Oh,
or
yes!
they think-
Look at John.
What is it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's my person. Listen, look, I don't mean to be like toxic male. We always say male stuff. That's the reason why they call it a throne. That's your place to go get your peace of mind while you do your business. It
That's
used to
true.
be you sit down and read a newspaper or a book, but now you get on your phone. Okay, shameful admission. Have you ever been on your phone either looking at TikTok or playing video games for so long? You've been finished, but you're still on the toilet and now your legs are
before
numb.
you get in the shower. Before you
No,
get in
but
the
your
shower,
legs are numb.
You got elbow prints on your knees.
Oh my God, yes.
Honor acting like none of this stuff ever happened.
No, I'm like not like I've not been on my phone since no. I probably was on a phone call and I put on mute because I really had to go to the restroom. I was just listening, and I would just be like, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got one for Honor.
The little unmute.
Have you ever flipped boogers? Have you ever flipped boogers?
Well, that's not everybody has.
Yeah. Roll them up and thump them.
Uh-huh.
When I was younger,
Uh-huh.
He said when he was younger, not when he was 21.
All right.
Oh, okay. Now, Abby, cover your ears.
Go on.
My mom called me one time when I was having sex and I answered the phone.
Well, I should have covered my ears too.
What?
Should have covered my ears for that matter.
Did you have to were you like
Don't ask follow-up questions.
She said, "Was you like?"
Wow. Looks like we all got some stuff we're ashamed of.
What do you mean?
Ding, ding.
I'm actually sweating.
Win that one.
I said, hello, mama!
I feel bad for
We got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to be ashamed of,
Who, me?
Oh, yeah. I got a lot. I got plenty more.
Listen, if you live long enough, Abby and Alita, you're going to have some stuff. You guys aren't doing this yet, but when you become adults, I don't know. Abby, you're a sweet girl. Not saying you're not Alita. You may meet your man of your dreams and get married, but most of us who are older, I don't know Lisette's history, but especially with guys, we've all had that wake up the next morning. Did I really just do that?
No, I didn't do that.
I'm confused. What are we talking about here?
He said, "Wake up the next morning."
That name that you had relations with that
right
you want
after.
to cross out and you don't count.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was
You know
5
what?
o'clock
I have
somewhere.
one.
Wait,
I
hold
have
on. Go ahead,
one. I
Honor.
have
Go
one
ahead,
now
Honor.
that we're at the very end of it. I'm glad you said that. So in the past, I used to lie about Thou Chicken Wow Wow all the time. But me, all the time I'll be like, yeah, I'm out there, it's great, da, 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 just to be a part of the conversation. But I'm still happily a virgin, and I appreciate that. I'm not ashamed to admit that, but I was back in the day. Now it's just like I'm so in tune with not having swapped energy with anybody else who's toxic and just being with myself. So I will say that.
Oh, look, I
Heck
totally
yeah.
feel that. When anybody tries to shame me about how much I get around, I always tell them, look, I didn't have sex for the first time until I was 23. Some of these people out here doing it at 14 and 15.
Right,
So
right.
I don't know. I'm like a prisoner. I did my time. And then when I finally did, because I was doing the whole, I'm going to wait till marriage and yada, yada, yada. And then
I
at
believe
20,
in that. Why not?
and then at 23, and then all my friends used to annoy me because they'd be like, it's so good. I wish I was still a virgin. And I'm like, hey, where you heading to? I'm going to get some.
Exactly.
And
That's
then
so funny.
Wow.
when I first got some at 23, my first response was, what the hell was I waiting for? I was like, this is amazing. What's wrong with me?
It's also amazing with the right person.
Yeah, the right person's
Everybody.
overrated.
That
No,
mental
Look,
stimulation, dog.
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to convince you to do anything different, Honor, because I was there. I did the same thing. Yes, it's great with the right person because I've done it with the right person. But I'm telling you what, it was great with the other person too. It just depends on who you're doing it with.
Touche.
But I have a real shameful admission.
Okay. Yeah.
No, because those are all funny ones.
How much worse can it be?
This is a serious one. I had like one of the best friends you could ever have when I was in the Army, like in the beginning, like 98, 99. And then I got married, and then during the marriage, I realized, well, even before that, the marriage was like a justification of me trying to figure it out. But to hide the fact that I was gay, because some people were figuring it out, and back then in the Army, that was like a no-no. I pretended to hit on my best friend's girlfriend because in my brain that would cause a big enough kerfuffle that it would distract people from that. So I ended up getting them in arguments. They stayed together. Me and him ended up getting in a fight. I ended up losing my best friend. All that to protect something I didn't want to admit to everybody around me. So that is, and that was, I was what? I was in my early 20s, and that shameful admission has been with me like forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I hope that I don't know if that tops Lisette farting in the CBS, but
It did. It did.
It
You know,
definitely-
it's amazing how you're kind of ashamed to be who you are. Just like when I started songwriting and getting out there with my music, it was a little shameful for me to admit that I was a songwriter and that I could do, I could write and stuff like that. I hid it, and then when I was ashamed to bring it out there, and I just said, hey, this is who I am. You like it or you don't. I just had to go ahead on and just put it out there, so.
and this is not
There's
to
no
pick
reason
at
we should
Mark.
be ashamed for anything. Some things are embarrassing and we might beat ourselves up for it, but
Yeah,
there's no
like
reason to be ashamed.
how was it? Like back in like what I would say, back in like high school, I ran track or whatever. And I guess like this was a time like where everybody was just like they was like coming out whatever. So like me, I have like I'm not what's the word they call it, homophobic or whatever. Like I have like a lot of like people that's like you feel me, they do with them. And back then I used to be ashamed to be cool with them. Like I'd be cool with them in private, but I wouldn't go out and hang out with them. But as I got older, I just started seeing everything. I'm just like, why am I ashamed to hang with them when you feel me? So as I got older, I just been more like open with like I don't mind having conversations no matter who you are, like because you feel me, at the end of the day that's you, and I'm gonna just still love you and accept you for who you are.
Like a
You have
friend.
to unlearn society's lies.
Yeah. I had
Exactly.
like because all my other friends were like, why you talking to him? Why you talk to him? I'm like, Like, well, at the end of the day, he's still a human being. Like,
And,
he's still,
look, you be like, every time he borrowed $20, he paid me back. You still owe me $20. So, well, Mark, not to, and this is not a shameful thing for Mark because Mark has confidence in everything. Like Mark, you go to Mark's Instagram, you know, Mark loves the tank tops and the workout gear. You know, but I know a lot of people that if they didn't have the 6-pack and the giant chest, they're ashamed to be that expressive with their body. And I'll tell you, when I first saw Mark in all those spandexes, I was like, what the hell am I looking at? But then I started to see like a person of confidence who's confident with themselves, confidence, and I love it. Now I live for it. I'm trying to find out what design he's coming out next.
I know. I can appreciate that. You know, he love his body.
Mark,
you know, what's wrong with
was that always there, or
I don't know. I think as a child, I was pretty bashful, you know. But I don't know. People have said that, you know, you're so confident, you're this, you're that, and I don't know. I just I hate to use a cliche and be dismissive, but just be you. I mean, if it
but that's an inspiration for people, Mark. Like, because you know and you know this from being as educated as you are. Like people will say, "Well, just get over it," or "Why are you doing?" Like it's everybody has a different level, and when people see that stuff and they say that to you, you just know that you're inspiring them to be more open with who they are by watching you do it.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's true.
He's like, I mean,
I'm not on a mission of mercy. You're trying to save the world or anything like that.
I know, but sometimes you're an inspiration by accident. You know, you're an inspiration. I mean, you're not ashamed to admit you're a Georgia fan, but because they just won, so now you can admit it. But
now they can admit. Oh my god, no!
Oh my god, he's so crazy.
I'm a Georgia alum.
You're a what?
I'm a Georgia alum.
Oh, you went to Georgia?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you were bobbing and weaving the haters.
Yeah.
During
the Herschel Walker days.
The last time, yeah.
Herschel Walker, Dominique Wilkins days.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God. Abby has no idea what you're talking about. You just lost. You just lost. She said, "Is that a candy bar?"
He's running for Senate now.
Abby, do you have anything besides adorable stuff that you're ashamed to admit?
I don't know. I feel like
something she's not telling us.
Yeah, okay, so I am a little ashamed to admit that, like, I feel like I can be very like distant with people, and that I think that comes with me kind of being like I feel like I'm lazy because I genuinely I'm just so distant. Like I just don't talk to people. I don't reach out, and like I'm so ashamed of that because they're always the one reaching out. They're always the one making the plans that I almost feel awkward to do it. Even if it's my best friend, I just feel like it's not something I want to do, and I do feel ashamed that I don't put in the effort that I should be.
Might be a defense mechanism too.
It could be, but I think it does come from some past stuff that has happened. But like,
who hurt you?
Oh my gosh. Middle school, let me just tell you, shapes you. But it was like I guess it can.
High school is so cruel. When I look back on high school, high school's like could be the funnest time ever, and it's also you think about things you saw people do. It's like high school is cruel.
Yeah. High school is like Euphoria, but without the drugs and the
Euphoria.
Bow chicka bow wow.
I think
junior high is much worse than high school, though.
No, high school is when you
high school
learn.
was like saving grace.
High school is where you learn if you're going to turn out to be a jerk as an adult or not. That's
and speaking of that, and speaking of that, I remember we had dress up day at school, and I, because I always would go like just like whatever, I hung out in the art department. You know how the art students are. We just we smooth like that. We down to earth, and so I had my little dress on and my little wig, and so I stepped off the bus and fell. The wig flew on the ground, my dress flew up, skinned my knees, and I said, "Oh my God, why today? Why today?" I just felt so embarrassed. But that was a sign of how it was going to be in years to come, just full of laughter, laughter, I say. So that's, what can I say?
And when she fell and skinned her knees and that dress went up was the very first time in her life that she farted.